welcome to another episode of One Fall WrestleCast Live. WWE might be off this week, but we are not. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever it is that you celebrate. But tonight we're going to sing the praises of the 12 days of wrestling as we roll into the holiday season. And most importantly, the Netflix era is upon us. Tom and I are going to talk about that. We're going to talk about AEW's Max deal, and Ricochet got booed out of the building. Interesting times. We're going to talk all about it. Welcome to the One Fall WrestleCast. What's up, dude?
Seasons beatings to everybody.
Absolutely digging the shirt.
Shout out to Pro Wrestling Tees
Hell
for
yeah.
their lovely mystery box t-shirts. Had the Joe Hendry one on last week, and this is the Christmas one. We did a little Christmasing today. My sister and brother-in-law will be away for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, so we were at their house today, making sure everybody still got their presents, like the good Santa Claus that I am, and just making sure I'm everybody's favorite uncle. That's really important to me. In addition to being everybody's, the best dad, it's important to be everybody's favorite uncle as well. So I was doing that today. Hung out with Ashley's mom as well. Had some Mad Mex after that. So there's most of a burrito in the fridge, because how do you eat brunch and then eat a burrito 3 hours later? But still, wonderful stuff. Had a good day. This Christmas season is upon us. How was your day? I heard you guys were watching The Grinch.
Yeah, we were. We were just kind of watching the 2018 animated version of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I had not seen it yet, surprisingly enough.
My kids prefer that one, weirdly enough.
I wanted to watch the OG because, I mean, I am myself an OG. So, I the one for us to enjoy. Yeah.
I still like the OG.
I took a little snooze. Yeah, there's nothing better than the OG. The OG will forever. It's absolutely perfect.
It's only like 40 minutes long. It's so perfect. He gets everything done. They don't have to fluff it. They fluff all the new ones up. New ones got all the new ones are 90 plus minutes long. The OG one is 40 minutes long.
Well, they got to get that ROI, pal.
Whatever. The OG is untouchable. It's pacing and its content and its quality, untouchable.
In the words of the wonderful, great Ron Simmons, it's unfuckwithable.
Unfuckwithable. Exactly. Boris Karloff also narrates it, which sort of, that's what the other ones are lacking too. Nobody goes, he grinched like Boris Karloff does. It's just not what is even he grinched? Like, I don't know what that is, but like every time he says it, I'm like, that's hard. That's hard as hell, whatever it is. So anyway.
So, I'm a little bit in the weeds, so to speak, behind, if you will, and I did not get to watch Collision live from the Hammerstein Ballroom last night.
I did. It was tremendous. I gotta say, the Hammerstein Ballroom in and of itself is quite the spectacle to have a wrestling show in. And kudos to AEW for having a a fantastic show. I think there's 2 nights. I think there's something on tonight with it too, but it's the card wasn't nearly as cool. But popped on yesterday, and immediately in the Hammerstein Ballroom, we got Ricochet versus Will Ospreay, and I'm like, oh, know what I'm doing now for Saturday night. And they got the first half hour or so of the show, and they did the thing that AEW wants everybody to do with wrestling, but they're the two guys that are best at it, and they did it, and it was as good as it was when we watched it live. They ran it back, and it was just as good. Ricochet comes out with the W, which he cheated, and there was like some controversy with that because there was a ref bump and yada yada. Because Ospreay did have him beat with the hidden blade, but the ref was bumped and there was nothing, and then Ricochet kind of pulled a little bit of tomfoolery there, and then Ricochet comes out with the win and the 3 points for the Continental Classic. And just AEW really is that you're right. And looking at it in that regard, AEW is at its best when they're doing these tournament things. And they're just because, otherwise they're cold matches. But if it's a tournament and it's important for everybody to be together, and this is why they're together, this is why this match is happening. There needs to be this is why this match is happening. They can't just throw cold matches out there. So when they do a tournament like this and they put these matches together, it's like, oh shit, I want to see this. It is so much better. And
right? I'm glad you see it my way this year.
I see it. You're right. Okay. Is it a little bit cheap to do it that way? Sure. But you know what? At this point with AEW, I'll take it. Okay. Like, give me some reason to give a fuck about this. Whatever that reason is. If it's because it's a tournament, great. If it's because it's a storyline, even better. But you know what? Don't give me a cold match. And if you're just going to give me tournaments instead of that's better. Just do that, and I'll take it, and I accept. And I accepted this, and it was great. Crowd reaction was also good. New York also always comes out for wrestling. The Hammerstein Ballroom looks awesome for wrestling. It's just tiers of people. It's like when I put it on, I'm like, are they in the Mall of America? Where the hell are they? Why are there people standing on barricades up 3 stories? What's going on? And then, they announced it's Hammerstein Ballroom. I'm like, oh, this is cool. Rest of the show is also pretty good. Man, Dynamite really not Dynamite. Collision really benefits from not having Excalibur.
Yeah.
And every time I watch it, I'm like, because they've got Tony Schiavone calling. They've got it's basically Schiavone and what's his name? God, British guy,
Nigel McGuinness.
Nigel, yeah, they've got Schiavone and Nigel McGuinness out there, and Schiavone on play-by-play is so much better than Schiavone on color. Schiavone has no color to add. But his play-by-play still
he's just happy
good.
to be there.
You're right. Play-by-play still pretty good, honestly. So Schiavone's play-by-play is good. Nigel McGuinness adds so much because Schiavone is just like, what a maneuver, and then Nigel McGuinness explains it beautifully. And it's
he definitely adds a little bit of thickness to that milkshake, if you will.
Yeah.
In the commentary booth, he does a great job telling the story of why these guys are here. Really puts it into a perspective, easy to understand, easy to follow. He just does a great job, and I've got to feel like that's got something to do with his time served in WWE.
And yes, absolutely. And just his experience as a wrestler, but the 2-man booth really is what it is, because they are stepping all over each other on Dynamite, and it is a fucking mess.
Well, it's because somebody's got to pick up the pieces that Excalibur drops all over the table every single segment.
Well, Excalibur doesn't shut the fuck up, which is the other problem.
So we're saying the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. There's 3 other people there. Excalibur never shuts the fuck up to let anybody else breathe or let what he says breathe. And then you're like, oh, well, so it's the Excalibur show. But then when there's a 2-man booth and Tony just calls it a little bit, and Nigel's there to explain it's so much better. It's so much. It was commentary. Yes, last night was so good for AEW. It was that's what AEW commentary ought to be like. And then the matches were great because you had Continental Classic stuff kicking off. You had Gold League, you had Blue League, you had a little bit with the Death Riders, you had a little bit with just a little bit of backstage stuff. You had some MJF and Adam Cole in the ring. I mean, they really did. They really put on a great, and it was like, this is a great Saturday night of wrestling. Like, this is fantastic. And it was, we were tired. We had worked all day cleaning out Ashley's house, trying to get more stuff. We'd borrowed the van to get the big stuff out. So I was lifting heavy shit all day. And I was sore and I'm tired. And I'm just honestly, I'm just sitting there, drinking tea to I'm going to go to sleep here eventually. I didn't actually finish the show because I was tired as hell. So at 9:45, I went to bed at whatever the commercial break was.
Oh, Grandpappy and his Saturday night tea.
It was so bad, man. I was so tired. We woke up so early and I lifted so much heavy shit. My garage is full right now. But that's all good. It's not going to stick around too terribly long. But it was one of those things where it was just watching it was so refreshing and so good. And they really kicked off. Shocked though that the crowd booed the hell out of Ricochet.
I'm not.
I mean, I'm not, but they really as minimal as he's worked on this geek heel gimmick, he is just the crowd is ready to boo the shit out of him, and I'm are we gonna get big boos for Ricochet? This is good. Get the crowd to fucking react a little bit, please. That's what AEW's been lacking is just either cheer them or boo them. People fucking fall asleep. And nobody fell asleep for this match. Ricochet got booed. Ospreay got cheered. Ricochet got booed harder than Ospreay got cheered. But this is all. Everything I saw on Saturday was a net positive for AEW going into 2025. And if you're AEW, this is how you want the end of 2024 to go to kick off your 2025 because this was a great show. Things have been progressing very, very well. And Hammerstein Ballroom looked great. New York came out. It looked packed. I don't know if it was or not. I didn't look at numbers. It looked packed. They put on a good show. I mean, hopefully they can maintain that with Collision because I like that there's wrestling on Saturday nights.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, I honestly, I wish it was 9 to 11 if I'm being, I mean, obviously I can but now that it's going to be on Max too, simultaneously, and we can talk about that, but things are coming up good for AEW, and I think they're kind of maybe making it so that things can work better for me and the rest of the casual wrestling fan, because I know that, or the rest of the wrestling fans or hardcore, whatever wrestling fans they're looking for. Because even Derek was excited about the deal. So maybe that's what we ought to talk about next is their little deal here. Unless you have something to say about Ricochet getting booed. As I pour a beer.
Maybe I'm back. I don't know. I'm having some technology problems. We haven't had this problem in quite some time. So,
magical.
So that's good. So one thing I forgot to touch on at the beginning of this show was the legendary Mexican wrestler Rey Mysterio Sr. has passed away at the age of 66. Obviously, he was the uncle of Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio Jr.
Obviously, Lucha Libre legend. I think most decently invested wrestling fans know the story that was the wrestler in the family, and that little Rey wanted to be a wrestler, and Rey Mysterio gave him his first mask, and then eventually was the one that named him Rey Mysterio Jr., and the rest is history, as they say. So, to Rey Mysterio Sr. and the entire kayfabe Mysterio family during this difficult time. I want to move on. I want to stay in AEW, not to But Camille has been. Now, we had talked a few weeks ago about the feeling that Camille had been possibly buried by one Mercedes Moné. Um, in that whole exchange, and she was a piece of the puzzle that was there to be the China type character to Mercedes, but it just really never felt like it worked. But Camille says that she's. I still feel like the AEW world hasn't even seen a glimmer of what I have to offer because they haven't. Even being able to talk, that was me saying that, not her.
Oh yeah.
Even being able to talk and show some personality. I'm really excited for AEW fans to get to know me a little better. It's about introducing that side of me to the fans. She goes on to say, if someone says, oh, there's no personality, I mean, to be honest, I'd agree with them up to this point because I haven't really gotten the chance to show it. So I'm just really excited for everyone to see that I'm more than just standing there making faces. This goes on to say Camille blames AEW for poor presentation of her character. Maybe this isn't the end for her in her AEW career, but this is a bad start. Yikes.
Honestly, I always yo, Pat, what's up
To the
dude?
show, Pat Martin.
I appreciate Pat, and I love that Pat's here. Hi, Pat. Pat, I did get my mask.
Yeah, you finally got your mask. I think I gave it to you last time.
It's been like a year. It's been like a year. I mean, I've had it for a long time.
Yeah, I still have Derek's.
Nobody's seen him, so
that's just because he doesn't answer the phone sometimes, most times.
Booyaka. Anyway, Camille, it's really disappointing. Really, what's been going on with Camille because she's really good. I think she was part of NWA when NWA had legs and was
Nick Aldis's heater.
She was Nick Aldis's heater. I thought she was great in NWA. I thought that she had boatloads of charisma. I thought that she was good on the mic. She's fantastic in the ring. She's Brick House, right? The Brick House Camille.
Absolutely.
And she's great. And I think that the ball has been dropped hard.
I mean, it's not that it doesn't hurt that she's easy on the eyes.
No, it doesn't hurt at all. But like the ball's been dropped hard. Like they just stuck her next to Mercedes in cringe segments. I don't know if the segments were supposed to be cringe.
The worst.
But cringe segments, them shits are hard to watch, man. Like I realized Mercedes, she snapped back at people this week and was just like, I'm making more money. And it doesn't fucking matter what the Mark Tony
CEO.
It doesn't matter what money Mark Tony Khan is paying you. Like these segments are cringe. Like they're bad. Nobody's gonna look back on this and be like, oh yeah, remember Mercedes' run in AEW? How great was that? Nobody's gonna say that. That's not a thing people are going to say.
What are you talking about? Her run in AEW has been phenomenal. She can't believe these negative narratives about her. You got to be kidding me.
I mean, people in the building even go take a piss break. They get a beer. The crowd is you could hear. We were talking about this a couple weeks ago. Like you could hear a pin drop. And it's honestly been worse since Camille hasn't been coming out with her. Like you can hear a pin drop when she comes out. When she comes out, like she doesn't even get she says things in a way where she could get what? She doesn't get that. Nobody says anything. It's dead. Nobody cares.
No, because nobody cares.
Yeah, and that's the worst thing. Like
nobody cares.
That's the worst. Like nobody cares. Like nobody cares. Like whomever she's feuding with, nobody cares about that. Nobody cares that she's got 2 title belts, that she's carrying a New Japan one and the AEW one. Like nobody cares. Nobody cares. Man, and it's hard to watch because it's like not only is it cringy when she comes out and like acts like she's a big deal when she's clearly not, but at the same time, like Like to hear the crowd be super
Oh,
dead.
it's
in
just
the
like a
middle of it.
vacuum. It just
It is like even when people booed John Cena, like when or like booed Roman Reigns, like there was still noise. It is like people see her come out and they're like, "I gotta poop." Like in the stalls must be full of people just taking like big shits.
no. I think I agree with friend of the show Pat Martin. The stalls aren't full of people taking shits when she comes out because there's nobody there.
I mean, there is nobody there, but there's people there for other people. But at the same time, like when she comes out, like the 35 people that are there are like, I'm gonna get a beer. Like the people that
Did
were
you know
there,
they had? Do you know they have Sweetwater 420 up here? Where? What you want to watch this? We can
let's
go
go
get a
get.
Sweetwater, bro.
I've been
What?
empty. I've been empty for this whole last match. Let's go grab some cold boys.
There's a scan and go right at the top of the steps,
Right
bro.
at the top of the steps. Let's go get some cold ones.
We'll miss the segment. We won't miss the next match. No harm, no.
Exactly. It'll be perfect. Once you stop, because it'll, once we stop hearing her talk, once we hear her music, we'll just come back. It'll be great.
Yeah.
We'll sit there, stand there at the standing table, have a nice little conversation about what we've seen thus far. Then we'll go back in once we hear her music, and we'll go back in, and it'll be great.
Man, it's almost like we've just recently done that.
I mean, we did with last time they were in Pittsburgh. Really,
Yeah.
We watched her come out. She got in the ring, and we were like, I was like, I need a beer, and we went.
We speak from experience.
We chatted we chatted with the lady who stands there at the entrance, like, who gave you? That was our when we had the conversation with her, like, who's giving you a hard time?
Yeah,
point them out. We will take
poor
care
woman.
of it.
She's just standing there trying to feed her kids, man, and you're being a drunk idiot. That's just
right.
Blasphemy. I do. While we're on the subject of Mercedes Moné, I sent you guys something in the group chat this week, which immediately just made me laugh so hard. And it's an AI image of Mercedes Moné wearing an ugly Christmas sweater that says, "I quit when I don't get my way." Obviously, she has a track record, that Tom and I have defended.
It's happened twice.
We've defended it both times. Me more so just to irritate Derek, and I think genuinely we came from a place of a good opinion. But this is true. This is true. So, anyways, the caption on this AI image, which really looks like Mercedes, by the way.
I mean, AI. I feel like
real life Mercedes Vernado is staring at me right now.
I feel like wrestling AI this week somehow took a turn and was like, AI figured out how to like get pro wrestlers' faces correct or something. Pro wrestling AI figured it out this week, just this week, like in the last maybe 10 days.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that this image has like 13 fingers on one hand, but like this is Mercedes Vernado staring at me with I couldn't get my way, ugly Christmas sweater on. So, anyways, the caption with this attached picture is really what made me send this, and it says, "No one said any of this stuff when Toni Storm left WWE.
No.
Why does Mercedes get this crap from fans? What's the difference between Mercedes or Sasha Banks and Toni Storm?"
Because Toni Storm only did it once. She was in the middle of a feud where she got a pie thrown in her face, which was stupid.
Right, but she was also in a feud with the tippy top women's figurehead, who was also the SmackDown Women's Champion.
But I mean, how many people has Charlotte buried in the last 10 years? So it's not as cut and dry as that. Like how many? Like it's hard to be. I get it. If you're Toni Storm and you're in a feud with Charlotte Flair, and you're like, I'm just gonna get eaten by Charlotte, and she probably knew that, right? Like, she probably knew that, like, she was just Charlotte's, carrion. She was not. She was going to be eaten alive. So, and I feel like after she got the pie in the face and then heard, well, we're going to have you lose to Charlotte at the net. And then she was probably like, all right, fuck this. I'm out. See you guys later. And then she went on to have the literal best AEW gimmick that's ever happened in Timeless Toni Storm. Also, I have to point out that Toni Storm now showing up as Toni Storm, like regular old
I was just getting ready to say it.
Oh my God.
She has no recollection of ever being in AEW.
Her just introducing herself to everybody as
did you see did you see the TikTok, like the behind the scenes, like the behind the scenes TikTok where she
I've seen every segment of her introducing herself to somebody else, like Thunder Rosa. Like Thunder Rosa was like, I know who you are, Tony. And like she was like, oh, thank God. It was oh my God. I sang Toni Storm's praises all year.
She's phenomenal. I mean, we have been singing Toni Storm's praises since the beginning of this program.
Like when to the Timeless gimmick, and when the Timeless gimmick was done, now she's a whole new person.
That's
but
hilarious.
She's the only one that knows that. Oh my God. Like this is like Faces of Foley, but like kind of a little bit better. Honestly, it's like a little, like just a little bit more. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So listen. She does a like a podcast with RJ City. Okay. And they're set up in a hotel room to like do the podcast or whatever. And she walks in and she's like, oh, how you doing? My name's Toni. It's nice to meet you. She does the whole introduction gimmick, does the entire interview that way. And then
she's just happy to be there, and it's nice to meet you.
Yes. And then leaves, and was like, oh, such a pleasure, blah, blah, blah. Hopefully we get to do this more often. Hopefully this isn't my first and last time. She's committed to it, and she's going to make it fucking work.
It's been so good.
I love that she's operating with seemingly this chip on her shoulder about the way things happen in WWE. Like, you know what I mean?
I love that. So I'm going to take this a different direction, and then I will address what you said. I love that, like, so in AEW or in AEW, it seems like there are wrestlers that should be allowed to book themselves, and there are wrestlers that should not be allowed to book themselves. It seems like Toni Storm was allowed to book herself, and it's sky's the limit. It's just like unbelievably, oh my God,
creative genius,
a fucking genius, golden. Like
and she's figured out how to get it on TV. Week after week after week after week. Just
let her cook, and it's gonna be fucking beautiful. This only makes me love the Timeless gimmick more. Like the fact that it's just shifted to this, it only makes me love the Timeless gimmick more. Like I'm gonna look back on this fondly, but like the shift to regular Toni Storm, but like, I'm so happy to be here. Thanks. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much. That this is amazing. This is so, and everybody else's reaction of like, what in the actual fuck is happening right now? Has been so good. So I'm here for it. And anything bad I ever had to say about Toni Storm, I'm sorry. You were right.
I don't think you've ever said anything.
I don't know that I did either. But if I did,
I don't think you've ever had a bad word to say about it.
But I'm just saying, if for some reason if I ever uttered an errant word, I was wrong. She was right. She should book herself.
Hey, listen. You need to keep that. You're apologizing to the wrong person. Okay, right. You need to keep that apology, that heartfelt apology, okay, in your back pocket, because you're gonna owe Finn Balor an apology here in about 6 months. So, am
I though?
Yeah, I think you are. I'm steadfast in the belief that you're going to owe him an apology.
I feel like I'm not gonna, but okay.
So you just
motherfucker got buried when as I was saying it in the main event. Like, he's in the main event tonight. I bet he's gonna eat the pin. He fucking ate that pin.
Listen, they've got to get him away from the Judgment Day.
Oh, gotta get him. Gotta make him lose his ass all the way. Like,
yeah.
He's got to be the ultimate underdog because he hasn't fucking won.
Yeah, because Dominic Mysterio is going to be the world champion, and Finn's going to win it from him.
Oh my god!
You hear that, Ashley?
What did I hear?
What did she hear? Turning it up. Say it again.
They need to get Finn Balor away from the Judgment Day, because at some point Dominic Mysterio is going to become the world heavyweight champion, and Finn Balor is going to beat him for it.
She just said okay.
I thought he was going to get the title last time.
She agrees with me. She thought he was going to get the title this week.
But I'm talking about the putting the belt on Dominic Mysterio thing more than the.
That's who I was talking about. When he was like wrestling Gunther or whatever.
Man, I was like, oh, hype.
Ashley already thinks that Dom's the champion, so it's fine.
Well, he's not.
I know, but she wishes he was.
But he should be, because he is the heatiest of heat, and it just
he's more over.
I can't, man.
He's more over or has more heat or whatever than anybody else. But yeah,
than anybody ever. I don't.
I mean, probably maybe. I mean, there may have been more boos after the finger poke of doom, but like Dom gets more.
Yeah, but
boos.
that heat went away.
Yeah, Dom's heat is constant. I don't know that anybody's been able to maintain heat like Dominic Mysterio ever.
Yeah, I don't. No.
Maybe the Iron Sheik.
Break you back, make you humble.
But even then, he was fucking hilarious. So it was really hard to hate him because he was funny as hell.
Well, he became hilarious to us later on in life. So
I don't know. I feel like it was pretty funny at the time too.
So you had mentioned something earlier, about the AEW shows being available on Max now, which may fit into your Saturday night routine a little bit more comfortably.
Because of the simulcast.
We got a little statement this week. Okay. Warner Brothers Discovery and All Elite Wrestling today announced details that started their new multi-platform media rights agreement that will provide fans with the widest available access to AEW's most popular programming. So, two. So 4 hours. Okay, let's calm down a little bit. All right, this is big advertised speak for 2. 4 hours. Okay. Clearly this move, and we're going to elaborate on this, I believe will open up their own AEW network type scenario. Yeah, you would think.
Maybe they'll get a little drop down, click the AEW button like we have on Peacock.
They're going to need more than 4 hours a week to do that, though.
I mean, there's going to be some back stuff. So the article you're mentioning,
it's all terrible.
I mean,
I have the whole thing. I digressed a little bit here. I'm gonna dig into
regress. Yeah.
Warner Brothers Discovery and AEW will ring in the new year in the new agreement with AEW Dynamite Fight for the Fallen on TBS and Max at 8 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday, January 1st, 2025 from Asheville, North Carolina. Fans will witness the aftermath of AEW's World's End and a special New Year's Day event that will benefit victims of Hurricane Helene, which severely impacted the Asheville area in September of 2024. Good for Tony Khan.
Good for Tony. Absolutely.
I like that a lot. On Saturday, January 4th at 8 p.m., TNT and Max keep the high-flying action going with AEW Collision emanating live from the Bojangles Coliseum in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Very nice.
All live AEW programming airing on Warner Brothers Discovery's networks will also be available to stream on Max and on demand at their live broadcast. Additionally, AEW Dynamite, AEW Collision, AEW Rampage,
I was going to ask about that.
and all AEW pay-per-view library content through the end of 24, representing more than 700 hours of AEW action, will be made available on Max on a rolling basis. So, okay. All right. So this answers my question right here. So they're going to make all of their 24 stuff available, but not all at once and not forever.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Interesting.
probably fine. Truthfully, their day-to-day TV stuff, like as nice as it is to have access to that stuff, that's not necessarily stuff that you want to watch. Like
No, that's salty you, okay? We're talking about the hardcore AEW fan. That
you don't rewatch fucking
hey bud.
26
Hey
weeks a
bud.
year,
Hey
52
bud.
weeks a year of
Just
like,
can I just stop? Do you not remember going to the Pittsburgh show with our little buddy that sat on the top post? Okay.
I mean,
Do
I
you
remember
not remember? Do you not remember the hundreds of dollars of physical media that man bought?
I do.
Oh.
Okay. You're right. I had to help him carry it out because it was.
I told him I wasn't. It was like talking to my child. I'm not. You can have it, but I'm not going to carry it.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot of discs. I don't buy a lot of discs. I watched Derek. He bought more discs that day than I've bought in the last
10 years.
Probably more like 15. But yeah.
But you know what though? That good for him, because I saw a thing the other day and it really like, oh, all right. It's like, what do we fucking own anymore? You know, like everything's digital now, or you're paying, you know, you don't ever touch anything. You don't own anything. You pay for a streaming service that just has everything available, but like you don't own that.
No.
It's not yours. It's not tangible.
No. So with wrestling, I almost feel like I don't want to own everything that ever happened in wrestling, because we're talking about like a bazillion hours. Like I don't need that. Like I don't need, 7 million mega terabytes of random wrestling matches over and over again. But what I like particularly is, especially for wrestling, is current content. Right. And I feel like this is how I feel about like I don't want to go back and watch the Pens 1993 Stanley Cup like failure run. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to watch that. I'm sure I could buy it on DVD somewhere on eBay or something if I really wanted to, but
that's
I don't
part
want
of history. That's a part of our history, pal. Our fandom history. How dare you?
I don't want to own it. I don't want to put it in my house. I don't want to store it. Like I've only got like 1,900 square feet to store shit in my house. Like I can't, right? I just can't store that much shit. Why? But like what I want to be able to do is on Saturday when I show back up at 9 p.m., I want to put on Collision from the start, right? Like when I come in at 9 p.m., because I'm a 40-year-old man. Like I want to be able to walk in. Like maybe I want to take my girlfriend
That's
out.
Still real weird to say aloud, isn't it?
It really is. It hurts a little. Like
yeah, a little bit. I'm not adjusted yet either.
Not adjusted. I might be adjusted by the time I hit 41. 41. 41. I feel like doesn't sound as bad as 40.
Yeah, no.
So maybe I'll make it to that.
You're not the newcomer on the block. You're not the freshman. You're a little more grizzled at 41.
I feel like 38 felt fine. 39 hurt a little bit, and it was like, we really want to talk about this. And then 40 is like,
yeah. 38, man, felt like fucking King Dingaling let your dick swing. You know what I'm saying?
38 felt great.
You got it all figured out. You know,
38 was like, I got everything sorted. Now you're 39. Fuck.
Now I turned 40 and I'm like, am I getting enough fiber today? What?
Where did I put I lost something today. It fucking hurt.
No.
It
Oh,
fucking
no.
ruined my day.
Oh
It
no,
ruined
it's starting. It's
It
fucking
ruined my
starting.
day.
Oh
It
no.
literally did. Like I tore through. I tore. It was nothing. It was like a $25 gift card.
Yeah, but I mean,
I looked for it.
so-
I looked for it. Look, buddy, I make more than $25 an hour. I looked for it for 4 hours.
well, it's the principle.
Exactly. I'm just saying. It's the
Oh, this guy. This guy. Ah, yeah, I remember, Bub. Okay, can we not talk about it? Like,
how dare you? How dare you?
Just
How
God
dare
bless
you?
America. Oh, he cut me deep, man.
How?
Good God.
How, buddy? I already lost a $25 gift card.
Well, we were the best team in the AFC had it not been for those fucking guys.
How
Like,
dare you?
God bless America. Oh,
Jesus Christ!
oh,
How
man,
dare
it cut
you,
me deep.
sir.
I think we got to call it a night here. That one hurt.
Am I Thomas or Cake? I don't know
That
what's
one
going
fucking
on here
hurt.
right now.
That
I
one
don't want
hurt.
to find out.
So, anyways, so as previously announced, AEW Warner Brothers Discovery will also collaborate to distribute AEW live pay-per-view events. So that's good, right? You think it's going to be like the WWE network model where like you just pay the flat rate and it's accessible?
Absolutely not. Maybe like 3 months later. But by then we'll have watched the whole thing on Twitter. So
Oh, okay.
I mean, I hope so. So I hope so. That would be great. Honestly,
I feel like that's the move, right? Like
it should be the move. Like, just put it all. Like, if you put it on Max, I'll watch every one of them. Like, and I won't be able to help myself. I'm just saying, I won't be able to help myself.
yeah, and just think
Max,
too.
I'm already paying for Max.
And here's the thing, and I want to circle back on this and why I feel like this is important. The WWE network was a big reason of me unlapsing as a fan.
Yeah,
Um,
because I
you know,
pay $50 every month for the pay-per-view.
had it not been for the network, I would have never had others, warm, fuzzy feelings about my childhood and stuff had it not been for the WWE network, and then being able to stay current with the product at all times because of the WWE network and only paying $10 a month.
Yeah, it was worth every penny of that $10.
Yeah,
it was
absolutely.
worth every fucking penny. Like, when that came out, like, my ass was like, here's $10. Let me catch up. And I did it like in 2 weeks. And like, sure, I skipped stuff, but whatever. Like, I was there, and I'm like, fucking love this guy, fucking love Roman Reigns, love fucking Finn Balor, Seth Rollins. Like, I became a new fan. I'm like, who are these guys? Let me figure it out. Watched all of it.
That part. So I think that from a discoverability standpoint, if you were to position yourself that way on Max, I think that it opens your audience up a little bit more to at least, well, let me see what this is all about. I remember I used to watch wrestling on the couch with Dad, shit like that. Like, oh, let's see what this is. It's worth a click. And if you get 25% of those random clicks that keep coming back, I think that's a win.
Absolutely. Like, they've positioned themselves in such a way that they can do that, because they've got Sting. You can get Sting's last match. They've got Samoa Joe, guys that have been fans of like guys like that. You can go and be like, man, I fucking love Samoa Joe. Loved him in Ring of Honor, loved him, but I fell out of it, and then he got fired from WWE, and I stopped watching Samoa Joe. You got, you can go over the Young Bucks stuff. You can do whatever. Like Kenny Omega. Like, Kenny Omega's been gone for years at this point. You can go back and watch that Kenny Omega stuff. Not that I even like Kenny Omega, because like I fucking don't. But so much. There's so much, and you can just get it.
It's a win. I think it needs to be that. I think that that's the model.
Yeah.
And there's still obviously concern that, with TKO ownership with WWE, that they're going to go away from the current model at some point. Yeah. I think that maybe perhaps the Netflix deal has probably changed that line of thinking a little bit. At least I hope so. I don't know. So
I'm very excited for the Netflix deal to just be able to like put on like I know I could do it on the USA app or whatever, but it's like it's not as robust of an app, right? It's not. It's the infrastructure is not there on like the USA app or what have you, and like or even when if you wait for it to hit the Peacock, like you're waiting weeks. Like with Netflix, it's like, oh well, this started at 8 p.m., but oh no, I didn't get home on Monday until 9:30.
I mean, it's also 2024, pal. DVR does exist. I mean,
Buddy,
just
DVR is like
on demand's not the only form to.
I'm just saying, no, DVR is a dying medium at this point. Like, I understand what you're saying, I do, and I have like, I get it, but like, that's a dying medium too because that costs money and that takes like it costs extra money. That's not like you pay for a DVR. Yeah, I get it, but like you pay for that, Pat. Like it's not like DVR is like oh, I pay $10 a month to record my shows, but like to just have something available to stream that I don't have to remember to like, oh, let me record this or let me set my thing to record like and pay extra. Like I just have it.
Yeah, so I want to come back to this, but like I want to pivot and what's the in arena gonna feel like for Netflix?
I'm kind of curious to watch the first one because I feel like it's kind of I don't want to say it's gonna be a train wreck. It's not, but like I want to watch the first one and then like watch it a year in and be like, man, they learned a lot.
Well, so the assassin that just came in here and ripped both of our hearts out of our chest said he went to Raw last week in Boston, and it's back to the old format: a dark match, a taping for superstars, and then a really quick 2-hour Raw. Not a fan of that format.
I mean, this is a short term thing because Raw goes back to 3 hours starting January 6th and 3 hours live, and then SmackDown goes to 3 hours as well. So
I mean, at least Don, at least they gave you your third hour. You know what I'm saying? They could have taken you down on that a little bit, and
they could have kicked your ass out at 10 p.m. and been like,
see
you later, buddy.
I'm glad you at least got your third hour.
Yeah, I mean, I think that next year is really going to be. It's going to be telling, right? Like we don't know what it's going to look like. Obviously, we're not there yet.
I'm giddy for it though.
But like 3 hours on Monday and 3 hours on Friday feels really good to me because I always feel like when SmackDown's over at 10 p.m. on Friday, like I don't have to do shit the next day. Like, why is this over? Like, I'm gonna be up for another few hours. Like, what's going on? Let's go. So I think I feel like Raw ending at 10 has really sort of like it's really
I think you've complained about it every single week since it's happened.
It fucking sucks because it's over, and I'm just like, God damn it! I wanted another hour. Like,
and maybe that's the anticipation that they're trying to build for the Netflix thing, right? Like we've got, this is actually fair. The Punk and Rollins got 30 minutes on the mic to start, and then Raw only had 4 matches. Yeah. Listen, I'm a sucker for a great segment.
I am too.
That tells a story and it makes you invest in it. But I'll be goddamned if I don't respect what them folks do inside those ropes, and I want to see it.
Yeah, so like Punk and Rollins got 30. Like I want Punk and Rollins to get 30 minutes, right? Like that's like I want that. Like I
want him to get 30 minutes too if I'm sitting on my couch.
Like I watched all of that. Yeah, exactly. Well, 99% of the time I'm sitting on my couch. Like I wanted them to get 30 minutes. But like I also wanted like that extra hour after Raw went off the air. I'm like, I would like another hour of matches, please. So I think it's kind of a give and take, right? It's sort of a not even a give and take. It's a give and a give. I just want them to give, and I want everybody to continue to give. And that's me as a very selfish wrestling fan because I'm a very selfish wrestling fan. I want everybody to be there. I want everybody to come on. I want everybody to get time, and I want everybody to have backstage segments. I want everybody to have in-ring segments. I want everybody to have wrestling like matches. I want all of it,
Yeah.
and I want all of it all the time. I want 3 hours of it on Monday, 3 hours of it on Friday, and I want several 2-hour shows in between that and one on Saturday.
Yeah.
So, like,
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. But
I could not be happy if 2025 is like, here, Thomas, we've wrapped a wrestling present for you, and you're gonna fucking love it. Here it is for you. Not only that, is it's more accessible for you to start it and watch it whenever you want. How does that sound? And to me, that sounds great. That's all I want. That's all I want. I want to come home and be like, oh, I have wrestling to watch tonight. Bam. And if I don't want to watch it, I don't want to watch it, and that's fine too. And I have something else to do. That's fine. But I want to be able to come in and be like, oh man, what am I going to do tonight? Oh my God, I know I'm going to watch wrestling. Like when I don't have anything to do, but I have wrestling to watch, like my life, I don't know if this happens to you, but do you ever like come home and go, oh, what am I going to do tonight? I don't know. Oh my God, wrestling's on. It's like the best thing. It's the best feeling. It's almost like
my television schedule and how I watch wrestling is down to the letter. Like it, just the way my schedule operates. That
right, but when it's just there for you, and it's like, oh hey, do you want to watch this? Like rather than like say it's randomly like
I get more. I get this level of excitement whenever I'm actually home to watch a show live.
That's great too. But even when it's like, oh man, I'm gonna be home 45 minutes after it starts, and I have nothing to do. Like it's so good. Like that feeling is like that might be the most comforting feeling in the world. When I don't have anything to do and wrestling is on, it's so comforting. God, it's like God is hugging me.
It's not God, it's my business.
Or it's my girlfriend's bosom.
I get all of that. I think what Don's trying to say is that kind of didn't make for a great in-arena viewing pleasure. Did not get a great return on investment. Friend of the show, Pat Martin, always coming through for you, Tom.
Oh, please do.
He's always there to pick you up.
I would never turn down a hug from Pat. Never ever.
They're a little scary sometimes.
Maybe I like to be scared.
I mean, I'm just saying. Just saying.
I bet you feel really good after.
Hey, Don, I do want to just say I apologize, but man, it was a great fucking segment on television, and if you haven't seen the YouTube clip of it yet, you should probably go watch it because it was a great segment. I'm sorry that it probably sucked for you inside the arena, but
it's unfortunate when stuff
segment.
doesn't translate live. Like I feel you on that. Like when stuff doesn't translate live, but it's clearly for the TV audience. Like I feel that, and I feel you.
That's why AEW is for the in arena audience.
Yeah. AEW is great in arena thing. But yeah, it's when it doesn't translate live, like I totally get it. I've been there. I've absolutely been like I've been there a dozen times, and then rewatched it back and go, oh, that really went over well live. But it didn't. Like especially when like there's a live segment on TV and somebody's been in the ring for 10 minutes waiting for their match to start. Like yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is like. It live, that is the biggest amount of like you could.
It was a great segment on TV though.
Yeah, like but live, that is the dumbest thing to watch ever. I wholly agree with you. Sitting there live while that happens, you're like, what the fuck is going on right now? She has been stretching for 35 for
feel your pain, pal.
She has been stretching for 15 minutes. Why is
we were
Liv
at
Morgan, like
Yeah, we
stretch
were. I was just getting ready to say we were at the show that Liv did like 19 unanswered minutes
unanswered.
in the dark. You have to go look at that, like Liv Morgan waiting. It was like two and a half segments or some shit. She just stood in the ring in the arena in the dark, waiting to just get decimated by Rhea Ripley.
Like she hung out with Michael Cole and Corey Graves for a while. She did a lot of stretching. She like stayed limber. She like talked to fans and stuff. Like she was fucking bored for 20 minutes. It was a long time. It was a long like this was only a 3-hour show. She had like a little entrance and like she danced around in the ring and did her thing. Maybe I feel like she even had a promo.
Yeah, I think so. I don't fucking remember, but she was in the ring a long time.
Like she had 3 to 5 minutes of like coming in and like saying some shit and getting things going. And then they just went off the rails for like 3 segments.
Yeah.
And then they came back and it was like Liv Morgan has been in this ring for like 15 minutes and nothing has happened for her.
Yeah, that was an interesting show.
It's crazy.
So to bring it back, sir, full circle, we're talking Netflix, talking Warner Brothers Discovery deal. We appreciate you being here with us. I'll be really interested to see what the similarities are. I don't hate this timing of this announcement and this availability. They're getting in front of all things WWE and all things Netflix and trying to make it a big deal first, even though it feels like it feels like the quick push, the hot push, and it wasn't really marketed very well, but good for them. I like the timing of it. I think that's going to work out really well. It's going to be great to see both of them behind a paywall.
I mean, I'm excited to see it like just happen, right? Like, I just want the accessibility is what I want. Like, and for me, sometimes Evie's going to have basketball games that start at 8 p.m. on a Saturday night, and that'll be fine. And we'll get home at 9:30 or 10 o'clock or whatever, and then I'll put it on. Like, and that's good. And like, I'll put it on in my bedroom while I'm taking a shower and getting ready for bed or whatever. That's what I want. That's how I believe it should happen. Oh, not a fan. Okay, well,
no, you're good. We already talked about that. I just was clicking shit wild over here. You mind keep going? I'm sorry.
Going wild. Wow. It was a lot.
My computer did. My computer did that thing, where it doesn't want to do what it's supposed to do. So yeah, dealing with that.
Yeah, that's all good. But
yeah,
now, like I think this accessibility for pro wrestling particularly is a big deal because so it sort of like it walks the tightrope, right, between like a live sports and a sports thing, but also it's entertaining. Like it's just a TV show, right? So it's not like it's all scripted. We know that, but it walks the line between a scripted, television show that you watch regularly week to week.
We know how it works, pal. Okay.
Yeah. And so, but the beauty of it is that like, oh shit, I'm not there for the beginning of it. Wait, I can start at the beginning. Bam. It's beautiful. It's always.
I do miss that feature on Peacock for the premium live events.
Yeah, I have to like rewind now.
Yeah, but even then, like if you started in the middle, you can only rewind so far.
Yeah.
They really missed the mark with that particular piece of business. Maybe Peacock's servers weren't strong enough to do what WWE Network's, homemade built servers were doing for the 10 years previous. I don't know, but I think that is a missing feature on the still very clunky WWE app on the Peacock.
Peacock itself is just clunky, is it not? God. Like it's just it in and of itself. I feel like it's just too clunky. Like
hopefully when they move to Netflix, I'm under the understanding that they're still with Peacock for at least another year. So there's not going to be a lot of content available on Netflix. Just what they own, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see what that looks like after the Peacock contract expires, and all of that content comes from Peacock and it moves to Netflix.
Netflix does seem to be a better application.
Yeah,
in and of itself. So that might be better, but we'll see.
but I don't know, man. I'm really interested at where things are going to be in 25, right? Like we're getting these streaming deals and all of this good stuff. We still don't have any dates announced for AEW outside of All In or All Out, whatever it is, in 25.
I think we're looking for. I think they're just trying to figure out where they fit, right?
Yeah. I'm excited for 25 and what the wrestling fan can expect. Should be a fun year.
It feels like when we got the WWE network, this is what it feels like. It feels like we're about to get it like a little better, a little smoother, a little crisper. I feel like we're about to be upgraded, right? That's what it feels like to me. We're about to be upgraded.
We're about to be uber upgraded if we don't have to pay every month for AEW pay-per-views.
Buddy. Probably not this year. I think this year we still have to pay a little bit. I think it's going to be pay-per-view on Max. I think that's what was announced.
Give it to me for $15.
It's going to be something like that.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I'm already paying the subscription fee. Just to give it to me for like $15. Like,
yeah, and then I'll probably watch 4 of them. Right?
Yeah,
I'll probably buy that 4 times.
Yeah,
in the next
maybe more. Because AEW pay-per-views are always fucking good from a wrestling standpoint.
They're fucking 7 hours long.
They are that.
They're fucking.
That's like a 2-night event. Like watching an AEW pay-per-view is like a 2-night event.
They're like fucking 7 hours long.
Yeah, like it's
they start at 6 p.m. and go to like 1 a.m.
I can't watch wrestling that long.
Buddy, I can't watch anything. I can't sit still that long.
I can't watch that wrestling that long.
I can't watch anything that long, but yes, I can't watch like that for AEW. It might be a 3-night event, but still
2.5. How many times have we done that? Watch half of it on Saturday, half of it on Sunday, and then catch it Monday after work before we do the show.
Yeah, there's been a lot of that. There's been a lot of going. All right, I've had enough. I can't. I just can't. How many times have you been? I fast forwarded through this match because I just couldn't. Like it was like a match, like it was like 4 in, and it was like Statlander versus Mercedes Moné, and you're like, I'm just gonna read what happens.
Yeah,
I'm gonna fast forward to the finish because I just can't. Sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, man. I don't know. 25 is going to be dope, though.
It will be. I'm just excited to have options.
Yeah,
options feel good. They make me feel powerful. I feel strong.
We got any unfinished business on this?
I feel good.
I do too. Well, I guess it just means we got one last little thing that we need to do here, huh? Match of the week, Thomas.
Buddy, it's Ospreay versus Ricochet. Taking it back. Man, it was good. It was a good match. It was good, and the crowd reaction was good. And I love the little swerve. I love that Ricochet won because of the little bit of sneaky business. I love it. It wasn't too egregious. Like, there was like the 90s level egregious match where it's like, oh, the ref's out. I'm gonna beat this motherfucker to death with a chair. Hey, wake up, Earl Hebner. I'm gonna pin a guy. Roll him over. 1, 2, 3. Because you beat a motherfucker to death. Because you beat a motherfucker to death with a chair. It wasn't like that. It was a little ref bump. oh no, they missed oh no, it could have gone either way, but because of that ref bump, blah blah blah. It was so good. And these guys are the best at what they do. Like if you like flippy dippy matches with like spots that are rehearsed and stuff, these guys are better than everybody else at it. They just are. They're better than everybody else. Fuck the Young Bucks, fuck Top Flight, everybody else. No, fuck them. These guys are better than
Dare you?
These guys are better than everybody else at this. And they put them in the ring again because they know these two guys are better than everybody else at this kind of match. They're better. They're just better. And this also had that little bit of pro wrestling tinge to it. It wasn't just routines and Cirque du Soleil. It was ref bumps and other shit going on. And it was a great match. It was fantastic and great way to kick off the show. Ricochet got booed out of the building, which was, oh my God, we're getting reactions at AEW shows. Amazing. Match of the week. Couldn't have been better.
I mean, it was in the Hammerstein Ballroom.
Still great. Fantastic.
You know, I've really got to stop letting you go first.
You should.
You know, because
you let me go last, and then maybe like come up with something like, "Oh fuck, I don't know what am I gonna say?"
I just, you know what I mean? Like I can't.
You should let. Well, I mean, didn't we? We should let Derek go first.
Yeah, we used to let Derek go first.
We
always let you go first.
We didn't though, but we should.
I'll never change though.
If Derek comes back, we should let Derek go first.
Yeah, that would be a thing for sure. But I'll never change because 9 times out of 10, I get to be like, yes. Nothing more to say on that one. This, however, is not one of those days. I did not watch Collision. I didn't get to see the match. I will eventually get to it, I'm sure, on the old.
Like, watch that particularly. You can, you know, if you've got time, watch the rest. But that match especially, just watch it.
So, for me, my match of the week was Ludwig Kaiser and Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship.
Also phenomenal. Good.
Ludwig Kaiser's a fucking star, bro. We've been saying that.
Fucking star.
Like, he finally realized to stop doing this.
He does way less of this.
He looks more refined. He looks more classy. I am so excited for what is happening with this younger talent in the mid card that, you know, we had talked about a month or so ago, a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago, that was lacking, that needed some love and it needed some attention. And man, are we getting it? You know, and this shakeup with Raw and SmackDown coming up, the mid card is about to be.
Kaiser's so good. I mean, we're talking about a guy who like doesn't win a lot, but like, man, is this good? Like, dude looks so good. Like every match he's in is like, it's almost like you still kind of know he's not going to win, but like, you know, it's going to be close. And it's kind of one of those things where it's like, we're about to see him break through a little bit and we're almost there. And he might beat Braun at some point. And honestly, I think he's going to beat Braun Breaker. Like,
oh yeah, it's going to happen.
They're going to figure it out where it's going to end up probably at the Rumble. That makes sense to me in my head, where it's like, but something's going to happen, right? And it's going to be.
When does Jimmy Uso become the world champion?
Jimmy Uso. I mean,
Jay Uso. I'm sorry.
I would say Jimmy's toe's still broken.
Jay. I don't think he fits back into that mid card at this point.
I mean, when's Jay? Jay might SummerSlam, maybe. We'll see. Depends on where this.
There's a lot going on.
It depends on where these bloodline legs.
There's a lot. There's a lot of good stuff going on
because he's going to be in the main event until this bloodline stuff is over.
There's a lot of good stuff happening right now, man.
There's a lot of things to watch, and there's a lot more to watch.
Hey, so comments are still rolling. Like, I'm good if you're good. Like,
yeah,
a couple here. So about a half hour ago, Don and Barber said the War Raider and Finn Balor JD McDonough match was a great finish if you like wrestling. Then he was talking about not complaining about the rest. The show was just very quick. You and then here while we were doing match of the week, friend of the show, Pat Martin says, tag team championship match, Finn Balor and JD go down. That was his match of the week. I know how you feel about it, but
I mean, I don't like
find
to
it
watch-
hard pressed to disagree that it wasn't a great match.
It's hard to see Finn eat so many pins, right? In succession. So it's like in isolation, and I feel like that's really where you have to look at matches in both ways, right? You look at it in isolation, but you look at it also within the scope. In isolation, great match. Within the scope, Finn Balor is buried 6 feet under at this point for me.
Okay.
Look, the man ate a pin on Saturday, and then he ate a big pin on Monday for titles. Like, fuck it. Like, man had 2 title matches and 8 pins in both of them.
And you don't think that the Judgment Day is going to say that? Because, he was a stick with Finn and you'll win thing. You don't think they're going to throw that back?
I mean, I'm sure they're gonna, but also okay. So if this is the end of the Judgment Day, that's fine and that's good. But if the Judgment Day is going to live on, this has to be the end right now, right? Like, this has to be the end
of the Judgment Day.
At least of Finn in the Judgment Day.
Yeah, that's a yeah.
And if it's not the end, this fucking sucks. But if it's the end, great, fantastic. I'd love to see where it goes. But if this is not the end of Finn in the Judgment Day, this sucks. And that's my call. Okay, so there's 2 ways it goes. This is the end of Finn in the Judgment Day. It's not. It doesn't suck. This is not the end of Finn and this is Finn still in the Judgment Day. This sucks. That's all.
I'm just saying, Bob. You're gonna owe Finn Balor an apology.
Okay, great. I hope he's out of the Judgment Day, and I owe him an apology. But what's Don say? Don the barber. Don, I need a haircut. Actually, help me out.
Off topic, but I feel the next group of NXT call-ups, Obafemi has to come up this year.
Oba is fucking unbelievable. I love Oba. Oba needs a manager, though, so I hope they figure that shit out. But I'll love it, especially give him a manager. Obafemi comes up, give him a manager. I don't know who. Maybe he's a Paul Heyman guy. I don't even know. Guy's a monster. Looks great. Is great. Love how he dances to the ring. Let's keep that, please. Please. Love it. Love Oba. Oba's great. Oba reminds me of Ron Simmons, but not as good of a talker. But if he had a manager, he'd be even better.
Damn. Bring Finn to SmackDown with AJ Gallows and Anderson.
I mean, it just seems like a cop-out.
I agree. I agree.
Like cop-out.
Especially for you, because, with your one of 20, $10 million Finn Balor demon hand-carved WWE figure.
Look, it's not that impressive.
You purchased for $6.3 billion.
It's not that impressive of a
made out of sterling platinum gold.
I bought a $30 wrestling figure that's maybe worth $100 right now.
Oh God, that's like the best fisherman story of all time.
It really is.
That action figure gets better every time I bring it up.
It's a great action figure.
It's phenomenal.
I mean, I keep it clean. It's a great action figure. But I opened it, so it's probably kind of not worth anything.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. You get fucking. I don't get into that whole open thing and I'm good. Who cares? I bought it to fucking put it out.
I bought it to play with it. I don't know. I bought it to be. He's already had.
Listen, how many times do I have to tell you? Okay, the things that you do in your private life are none of our business. Okay.
I bought the ring too.
Oh yeah.
Will Finn's demon come back out? God, I hope so. But
you fucking Mark.
I feel like that exactly. I feel like they don't like me enough for that to happen.
Your Finn demon come back? Absolutely.
They don't. Like I said, they don't like me enough for that to happen.
Look. Even friend of the show, Pat Martin's like, nah, man, I'm good.
I would love to see the demon, but I don't think I'm gonna. So that's that.
Last time we saw the demon, it was god awful.
Last time we saw the demon, God intervened. Fucking Vince McMahon. God, good job. Vince McMahon buried the demon.
No, remember we got a Judgment Day demon.
Did we?
Yeah, against Edge
Oh,
in
right.
Hell in the Cell.
Oh, right. And he got his head busted open.
Yeah,
Had to get staples.
yeah.
You're gonna get the demon. The demon.
Dave. Yeah, but God did intervene. That was a thing.
I hated that.
That was
I-
terrible.
Man,
It
I
was
don't know.
so bad.
I don't know that I've hated anything that
That was
hard
so bad.
in wrestling.
That poor man. He went from the tippy top, the peak of his career, in the fucking first month he was on national WWE
Or
World
like having
television.
God beat him, having God help Roman Reigns. Good lord, good lord. That's only
He's gonna be all right, bub. You calm down, okay? He's gonna be all right.
all right. All right. Now I have to pee.
I feel it. I feel it. All right. Well, we'll get up out of here then. Hey, man, if you're still hanging out, man, we appreciate you. Please hit that thumbs up button. Maybe even consider subscribing if you have not already done
Absolutely subscribe. What the fuck is wrong with you if you haven't
Yeah.
subscribed?
Yeah.
Subscribed.
so.
Subscribed.
I think the demon will come back Judgment Day versus Wyatt 6. Pat, I already told you that's a B show movie. That's a B level movie sequel. Nobody cares about that. And it's sad because there's a lot of great talent in that stable.
If it does, it's not going to happen for a while.
So, yeah, check us out over on Twitter and Instagram at @1_follow WC. That's ONE. And as always, thanks for hanging out. It's all love. We'll catch you next week. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
One for our WrestleCast. How about my man coming in with the Patriots